Training camp is upon us, Mary Kay, and that means, of course, training camp battles. So let's get to it, the top battles to watch, and we got to start right at the big one, left tackle replacing Joe Thomas. We've talked about it before. We're going to talk about it all camp. It's Sean Coleman, Austin Corbett. This is a very intriguing battle.
It really is. How do you replace Joe Thomas? I mean, my goodness, big pair of shoes to fill, obviously. So Sean Coleman will head into the camp #1 on the depth chart, but they have contingency plans. Those contingency plans include Greg Robinson, who they recently signed, former #2 overall pick. So he's kind of waiting in the wings, and they'll see what happens there. Then obviously you've got, like you mentioned, Austin Corbett. Will he have an opportunity to stand up and say that he deserves the job, the rookie? And then if all else fails, they've got a couple of other, plan C, plan D. Those include Joel Bitonio moving over and Chris Hubbard if need be.
And then, of course, there is running backs. We've got Nick Chubb, Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson. We know that Duke Johnson is going to be kind of all over the place, but those other two guys are really going to fight to be that featured back.
When we talked to the running backs coach at minicamp, he mentioned that he will go with the hot hand. So it's not like they're going to be doing running back by committee. They really want one of these guys, in terms of the workhorse back between Nick Chubb and Carlos Hyde, to step up and seize the moment and become that guy. So it'll be interesting to see which one of them can do it.
Yeah, Nick Chubb's going to be a guy that I think fans are going to fall in love with him when they see how he runs. If they go on a practice day when the pads are on, he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. At cornerback, Denzel Ward, let's pencil him in as the #1 corner. Across from him, though, TJ Carey, free agent signing, EJ Gaines, Terrence Mitchell, all brought in via free agency. Brian Body Calhoun, I know they like him at nickel, maybe a little safety, but he can play on the outside. A lot of options there across from Denzel Ward.
Yeah, they do have a lot of options, and it seemed like most of the time in minicamp, whenever I looked out there, TJ Carey was out there. So I think he is probably the front runner right now, but he'll get a push from some of those other guys. I also have to think that if they end up with almost a surplus of safeties, that there are times when Demarius Randall can play cornerback from them. The thing to remember about the defensive backfield is they can mix and match some of their safeties and corners.
And at safety, we know Demarius Randall, you mentioned him at free safety, but at strong safety, Derek Kindred, very good against the run. Greg Williams raved about him against the run. He's in a little bit of a battle to maybe unseat Jabril Peppers. I don't know, maybe Derek Kindred is in the lead at that position right now at strong safety. Kind of came out of nowhere, though, towards the end of camp.
Yeah, it really did. I think we were a little bit surprised about that. I think all of us felt that first-round pick Jabril Peppers would just move from that deep free safety angel position, move up closer to the line, take over the strong safety position, and live happily ever after. But then we come to find out, every time you look out there, Derek Kindred has been out there with the ones, or that they've been splitting reps with the ones. So that is going to be an intriguing battle. Jabril is going to have to earn his keep.
One more position on defense to watch is linebacker, because they threw kind of a wild card in there when they signed Michael Kendricks late in the offseason. So he's in the mix with Jamie Collins, Christian Kirksey, Joe Schobert. They've got a surplus of linebackers. We mentioned those safeties that maybe you want to play a couple of them as a linebacker. How are they going to fit that group together? That's not really a battle, but it's just sort of a question. It
is a question, and it is a little bit of a mystery and a little bit confusing about where Michael Kendricks is going to land. Now, the first thing that we heard from Hugh Jackson was that he would work inside at middle linebacker. But then when we talked to Blake Williams, he mentioned more of the will position, which is where Chris Kirksey is the incumbent starter. So it'll be very interesting to see where he lines up, where he actually plays. But I think the key is Michael Kendricks is going to be on the field. Another thing to consider is that Jamie Collins is still coming off of a torn MCL. Will he be 100% ready to go by the start of training camp? If not, Michael can slide in there a little bit.
So as usual, training camp is coming. It is right around the corner. Lots of battles to watch, and we will have coverage of all of those battles every single day at cleveland.com/Browns.